Hi, and welcome to another one of my ribbon sculpture tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Santa Claus. So for Santa Claus, you're going to need a alligator clippy that's partially lined with white grosgrain ribbon, a pair of Google eyes. You're going to need a 1.5 inch piece of red 7/8 inch ribbon. So this is 7/8 inch ribbon, and you're going to need a 1.5 inch piece of it. Then you're going to need a 1 inch piece of pink 7/8 inch ribbon. This is a 1 inch piece of 3/8 inch ribbon, but you really need 7/8 of it because it's going to go across right there. So once I glue it on, I'll just trim the excess off so that I'm sure to have it exactly the same size as the pink. You're going to need 3 inches of white corker, and if you don't know how to make corker, I'll show you really quick. And this corker is done with a 1/4 inch dowel. You just take a wooden dowel and make sure I'm in focus here. You attach your ribbon to it with a clothespin, and then you just spin it to wrap the ribbon on there. Make sure you're not overlapping any edges, and you just keep on spinning it until you get to the end. And let's pretend like this is the end. And then you take and clip it on there and cut off the excess, and then you put this in a 275-degree oven for 25 minutes. So it's best to take a whole bunch of dowels and just make a whole bunch of corkers at once. That way you've got them on hand, or however many you need. But it's 275 degrees. You just lay your dowel on the back. I use a cookie sheet. I use the back of a cookie sheet. I just turn it upside down, lay the dowels across it, put it in the oven, 25 minutes. You take it out, you let it cool. Don't burn yourself. Let it cool, and then whenever you take the clothespins off, it'll be stuck to the dowel. You just work it off, and then it stays in the corker shape like this. And then you just cut a 3 inch piece is what you're going to need for this. And you also need something for the top of the hat. I'm going to use a snowflake on this one that I'm about to make. On this Santa, I just took 2 pieces of 1/8 inch green ribbon, made a couple loops with it, and glued a bell in the middle. And that's how I made that Santa. But for this tutorial, we're going to use a snowflake. And this was a little ornament. It had a little loop on the end, but I cut it off. But it's pretty and sparkly. I don't know if you can see it, but here's a snowflake. There it is. So, to start, we're going to take our pink ribbon, okay, and supplies you're going to need. I always forget to tell you all about the supplies you're going to need. Supplies you're going to need are going to be a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun, a source of fire, there's going to be a lighter, and for this one I use tweezers to pick up the Google eyes, to put them exactly where I want to do. If you can pick them up with your fingers, that's fine. But anyway, you're going to heat seal all your ends. I've already done it on here. Once again, if you don't know how, you just take your source of fire, run it along the edge, and heat seals it so it doesn't fray. Okay, now I can officially begin. You're going to take the 1 inch piece of pink ribbon, which is 7/8 inches wide, and take the 3/8 inch white ribbon, and you're going to glue it to the top, lining the sides up. Like I said, this one's a little too long. I just want to make sure that it's going to fit right, so I'm going to line one end up. And you're not going to glue it on there all the way, you're just going to glue it halfway, because the red is going to glue on the other half here in a minute. So you're going to glue it halfway. So, just going to put a little bit of glue along that edge. Still using the hot glue gun that I hate. I'm going to glue that halfway. It doesn't matter if it's not perfectly halfway, just got to leave some space to glue that red ribbon on there. Okay, making sure your ends line up. If they don't, that's why I cut too much, so we can trim the edges. Anytime you cut, make sure you heat seal. You don't want any frays on your beautiful finished product. Okay, so we glued that together like that. Now we're going to take the red ribbon and glue it on the other piece. The only reason for not overlapping is just to keep the bulk off the back of it. You don't want to stack up 3 pieces of ribbon, this way you're only stacking up 2. So again, line it up, make sure it matches. It looks like that's not quite a 7/8 inch piece. So. And it really doesn't matter right here. Tell y'all the secret, the reason this isn't exactly a 7/8 inch piece is because this was a 1 inch piece of ribbon and I trimmed it down myself and heat sealed this edge because I didn't have any 7/8 inch red ribbon. So just ignore that little overlap right there. I'm not going to try to trim that off. Anyway, what we're going to do now is turn it over and we're going to cut it at an angle along here so that it's pointed with the long half over here. So just take the little corner right here. You really don't want to cut too much of it off. Just gonna make it a little point right there. We'll work at it, see how it does. You'll want to fold this down to make the hat. You'll want to fold it into that corner right there. So that's going to be the way the little hat folds over. And then we'll trim off that here in a minute. But right now we need to heat seal before it frays. Okay, now that you've got it like that, this is driving me crazy. So this isn't going to be something you're going to have to do because you're going to have the right size ribbon. But there. Now it looks right. Yay! Okay. You want to take and fold this over here to the corner and just glue it down right here in the corner. Right up here at the top. We're just making a little frame for the hat. So it looks like he's got the little flopped over Santa hat. Just glue that corner even right there. Now, see how you got some extra right there? You can just trim that off so it looks even. Don't forget to heat seal. Alright. You can see this is where I'm going to put the snowflake. But we're not going to do that right now. Okay. Now it's time to put on the eyes. So I'm going to pick up my Google Eyes, and you want to put them halfway, a little more than halfway down on the pink, because obviously the pink is his face and the white is his hat, but it does look cute to make it look like that. Just want to figure out where you want to put your eyes. Center them in there, you know, make it look like he's looking at you. So find out where you want to put them. Little small drop of hot glue. And stick it in place and grab the other one. Ah, too much glue. So, there's his face. Now for the most difficult part, for me anyway, is putting on his beard. And you'll see that's going to look cute at a little angle right there. You can put a little puffy, I don't know what they're called, but the little puffy things, little balls that are puffy, pom-pom ball. You can make your own little bow. You can put a little snowflake there, a little ornament, whatever you think will look cute on your Santa Claus is what you're going to put right there. Anyway, right now we're going to start with the beard. So you take your corker and start down here in this bottom corner and glue that corner on right there. This is pretty forgiving down here because you want to make it look like he's got a nice fluffy beard anyway. Just put a little bit of glue right there and take that, make sure you heat seal the edges of your corker and just glue it right there at an angle. And that's where it's going to start. Now you get your little ribbons right here and then glue and put another little drip in the corner right here. Okay, come all the way up and around over the top. See how it kind of pulls in places sometimes? Let's go ahead and get that piece of corker up there. You just gotta work it on here to make it look like a little beard. Corker has a tendency to stretch out and fold every which way. I'm gonna put some glue right here under his eyeball. Make sure it's curled. Turn the corner again. Ah, so I glued it wrong right there. I'm going to turn that corner a little harder because I don't want to cover his eyeballs up with ribbon. That's a little better. I'm going to put that curl right there. And another one over here. And curl it back toward the middle. Just filling in all the spaces. You can put glue in various spots just to work it around with all those little curls. Put them in the right spot. Just fold the ribbon up and around. It's very forgiving with a beard. And see, now it looks like he's got a little curly beard. Now we're going to glue him onto our ribbon here. Onto our clippy. Just put a little glue on your clippy. And line up the white part of his hat. And then put your final touches on him. The little, whatever you're putting on his hat. Whether it's pom-poms or ornament, ribbons. You just glue that in place right there. And you have a cute little Santa Claus hair clip. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed making the Santa Claus. Please subscribe for more tutorials.